a team that is known as the Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah, Chicago loves the Bears and they hate the Trump. And unless you've been living under the rock, you're well aware that Trump has literally declared war on Chicago, and the Windy City is fighting back as the Trump regime just announced Operation Midway Blitz, and some clever deep dish loving Bears fan just enraged Mega World with a stunt at yesterday's NFL game at Soldier Field that will go down in Chicago infamy. So move over, Al Capone, and hit subscribe to Really American Media, because Trump hates us and we feel the exact same way about him. And yes, that is actually me at Trump Tower in Chicago a few months ago, giving him one or two thoughts that I had. And I was there because my firstborn goes to college in Chicago. They just started their sophomore year at a college that prides itself on diversity. And the students there, like many people in Chicago, are legitimately scared that Trump is targeting their home.
Katie, there's really a feeling of a city bracing for what is to come, especially in light of that announcement, Operation Midway, from the federal government. We saw, and you showed some of those pictures throughout the weekend, we saw regular protests downtown Chicago, people saying that they don't want to see this increased immigration enforcement, that they don't want to see National Guard troops in downtown Chicago. And I should also add that there's real fear.
Yeah, people are afraid and they're taking to the streets in Chicago. I told my child, who is both a proud liberal and a proud gay American, to join in on those protests, but keep it legal, as in don't give ICE any excuse to make an example out of you. But my kiddo is more worried about their classmates who are not white and who are asking the same question that a lot of Americans are asking. Who is ICE really going after, and how are they defining a criminal? Trump border czar and the man voted by his classmates as most likely to die alone, Mr. Tom Homan, was on Morning Joe today, and Mika tore into him on this topic.
What they consider to be a criminal. Is that someone who has committed a crime like robbed a store? Or what about Narcisco Barranco, the father of 3 Marines who was cutting bushes at an IHOP before they took him off the street? I want to know. I want to know the data that you say you have about 70% of these people. Show it to us.
Right now, I see on the show this morning, you have Governor Healy talking about ICE doing enforcement operations at a church. False. Didn't happen.
They were parked there. They did not do an operation there. She said they were parked in a public space legally.
But to say that and to push that out there puts fear in the immigrant community. So let me tell you what's happening.
That puts fear in the community. Right. To park the ICE agent's vehicle
they're on a
near
public
a church.
Street.
They are
on a public street.
She said
they're on a public street,
sir.
waiting to respond to a criminal alien release pulled aside the road.
I would argue that actually the ICE vehicle parked outside a Spanish mass is a frightening sight, given what has happened in this country. I also, with respect, sir, thank you for the information that you have shared on this show, but we would appreciate all of the information.
And you using the term disappearing people
well,
is
that's
disgusting.
What's happened. That happened to the group that was sent to El Salvador.
U.S. citizens get arrested every day. U.S. citizens get arrested by police every day. Are they being disappeared? No, their laws are being enforced. They're being arrested. They're being put in detention because they committed a criminal offense.
Not like what you're doing.
Not even close. We're enforcing the law and arresting people here in violation of law that are public safety threats. That's not disappearing people. That's enforcing the laws of this country and making this country safer.
I thank you very much for explaining what ICE considers to be a danger and a criminal threat.
Yeah, and that frustration that you see all over Mika's face is what a lot of people are feeling, especially in Chicago. And last night on Monday Night Football, the Bears kicked off their NFL season at home against the Minnesota Vikings. And although the Bears lost, one unidentified fan is a big old winner, because before the game started, this plane was spotted flying above Soldier Field with a banner behind it that had a very special message just for ICE. Yeah, that really happened. The banner behind that plane said, "Hey, ICE, masks are for cucks." And they intentionally flew it over the biggest event in the city. And just in case you don't know, a cuck is a weak, subservient man who is really not a man at all. And I would argue that any law enforcement officer that won't show their face knows they're doing something wrong and doesn't want their friends or neighbors to know what they're doing to earn a living. Not to mention, as we have covered recently on the Vocal Minority podcast, allowing ICE agents to wear masks puts people in danger because it normalizes masked men jumping out of a van, snatching people off the streets, and it creates the perfect cover for actual criminals. Multiple men have impersonated ICE agents to kidnap and assault women. And just to ratchet up the fear, the Trump regime announced this week that they're starting Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago.
That we do have a formal announcement here from the Department of Homeland Security in just the last few moments, announcing that there will be a surge of federal immigration law enforcement. You mentioned it, that they're calling it Operation Midway Blitz, saying that this ICE operation will target the criminal illegal aliens who flocked to Chicago and Illinois because they knew Governor Pritzker and his sanctuary policies would protect them and allow them to roam free on American streets.
And that social media clip that you saw in that video there features its very own propaganda video exploiting the grief of parents who lost their child, which is the worst nightmare for any parent, and my heart goes out to them, truly. But it is no excuse to use your dead kid for fear-mongering and hatred.
We didn't know that the person who killed Katie was an illegal immigrant until Tuesday.
Here's a guy that wasn't productive, wasn't a good citizen, and he barreled into a vehicle with 5 women into it. And his first instinct was to get out of the car and run. And then within a day and a half was almost at the Mexico border. So to me, these are not the productive folks we want to bring into the country. You want to build a country on migrants, probably not the guy you want to stand behind to build a country.
Yeah, again, it's a tragedy, but exploiting it is disgusting and disingenuous. In the town I live in, we literally just had a story come out about a 30-something-year-old white woman who was accused of driving drunk when she hit and killed a Latino man walking down the street, and she then fled the scene. She's now been arrested. But should we use that one story as an excuse to round up all 30-something-year-old white women? I mean, I don't think that's the kind of person we want to stand behind to build a country, to quote what the dad in that video just said. But all of this is red meat for the MAGA base, and they're lapping it up, just like the good little lapdogs that they are. The DHS just posted this pic from Chicago on their X account, and here are some of the comments from their flock. And just to show you that their fear tactics are working, I'd like to highlight this one post. She says, quote, "My biggest fear is that these people are going to spread into rural America," end quote. Which just shows you these mega maggots are afraid of something that's not even happening where they live, which is why they feel so enabled to post garbage like this, claiming to show a school bus in Chicago. They actually believe this stuff is real. And gee, I can't imagine where they get it from.
There's no place in the world, including you can go to Afghanistan, you can go to places that you would think of. They don't even come close to this. Chicago is a hellhole.
Yeah, so kudos to the citizens of Chicago for pushing back against this, and an extra shout out for whoever paid for that plane to fly over the city, because hey, ICE, masks are for cucks. And this YouTube page is for people that are really American and believe in equal rights and due process for all. So please like this video, comment below, and get vocal. From the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve podcast, I'm Steve Harness for Really American Media.